trainer, Mr. Pat Barrett. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good, thanks.
Now, we heard a murmur about this fight some weeks ago when Lyndon put a tweet out suggesting but the fight was being swerved from Mr. Yarde's side. But now we've got it. What changed, do you know?
Frank changed it. Frank made it happen. It was something that came up, and having the best light heavyweight in the country, wanting to prove himself, don't want to duck nobody, don't want to avoid anybody. We want to, set our mark in stone, and the Anthony Yarde fight is the fight to do it. You got two great fighters and two great prospects. Anthony Yarde just fought for the world title, and he could have won it. He just about lost it by the skin of a tooth and lack of experience, and so. To fight Lyndon Arthur now, this is going to be Anthony Yarde that is dangerous. I know this because he's coming off a defeat. He's had a fight back in and won it, but we know that's not the important thing. This is fighting Lyndon Arthur is.
It's a signal of the confidence that you've got in Lyndon, in the sense, but rightly or wrongly, over the years you've had a reputation for being quite careful with your fighters in terms of matching them on the way up. I think you said to Zelfa that he had to have 20 fights before you'd let him off the leash. Well, Lyndon, you're sort of letting him into a top-level fight after about 14, 16 fights. I mean, that must shows the belief you must have in him.
No, because Lyndon had a bit more of a good pedigree of his amateur. He had like 50 odd amateur fights, done them USB fights, where they're like 5 rounds and boxed for the country, so boxed for his country and represented and done well. Whereas Zelfa only had like 24, 25 amateur fights, and Zelfa needed to be busy to gain the experience, which it's paid off. Like I said with Lyndon, it's paid off. Lyndon's always sparred with top pros, when he was an amateur. So he's always had that style, and he's always had that something special about him that is, I can't really say it, and this is the time now. This is the time for Lyndon to shine. He needs this kind of fights now. He's showcased now on the big time, and there's no going back for Lyndon. It's only forward.
So there was absolutely no hesitation or huge thinking time on your part when this fight was put to you?
No, I knew this fight was going to take place. It was like with Zelfa and Leon Woodstock, and anybody what's in that division, it's going to happen. Yeah. It's either going to be Buatsi or Yarde. It's going to be one of them. So, I mean, and it's Yarde. And either way, he boxed Buatsi as an amateur. Buatsi just about beat him, but, it's different from the pro game. And Lyndon fancies himself now. He's confident. He believes in himself. He understands what I'm talking about. He knows boxing. He studies it. He analyses it, and, he's a thinking fighter, which nowadays there's very few of them about.
Lyndon is currently the Commonwealth champion, which he won in Leeds against a real tough opponent in Emmanuel Anim, and that wasn't a routine assignment for him. I mean, it turned out to be a big experience gainer for him that night.
Look, when we seen Emmanuel and we got this fight, Emmanuel wasn't been the opponent that I would have wanted for Lyndon. Like you say, you're showcasing, you're building the fight up, but this Emmanuel had a lot of nice poise about him. He was kind of slick, and I've seen how he fought, and I've seen what he did to opponents. And I thought, this will either bring the best out of Lyndon or it'll do. The only thing that went against Lyndon was believing, can he do 12 rounds? He's not been past 6 rounds before. It was his first 12 rounder, yeah. And when you're a pro and you fight your first 12 rounder on TV, which has never been showcased before again, yeah, he had double whammy to think about as a prospect. The 12 round and fighting on TV, okay? And he dealt with it accordingly. He answered all his own questions and how he would deal with the situation, to be in the situation. He's been in it, he's dealt with it, now he knows his capabilities. This time round is in the same thing, showcasing it, doing a 10, 12 rounder with a great opponent. This kind of opponent will bring the best out in Lyndon.
How do you see the styles meshing in this fight? Do you think we're in for a thriller, or do you think it could be more technical?
Styles make fights, okay? And this will be a technical fight because two punches are not going to go out there straight away looking to try and take each other's head off, because they're not going to make mistakes. So this is going to be a bit of a chess match kind of game. They're not going to be wasting time because when they are going to let up, they're going to let up. But they're not going to waste nothing.
Mr. Pat Barrett, thank you very much for your time.